Call me crazy, but my plants in my garden are telling me to plant my fall garden early this year. I could be wrong, but I want to show you what I'm observing in my garden, and I'm also going to tell you what I'm planting this early. It's mid-August. I've never planted my fall garden this early. I usually wait till the first part of September or even into mid-September. Some of it will wait, like carrots and greens will wait until later, but there's a lot of things that I plant normally in September, but I'm going to plant them now. So maybe you called me crazy, and I might be called wrong in the future, but I'm going to show you what I am observing and where I'm going to be planting the seeds that I'm planting today.
All I have needs, I have not provided.
When you first start a garden, it's going to be quite logical. You're going to follow the charts, you're going to follow people's advice of what to plant, when to plant, and that's a good thing. But my experience has been that after many years of gardening, it becomes an art. And so you're observing the plants, you're observing what works, what doesn't work. You're finding out what you really enjoy growing, what you don't like growing, things you've grown that you really don't care about. And you just start making decisions. But you're also going to be observing your plants, and you'll start learning how they're showing you that they need certain nutrients, and you'll start fertilizing them accordingly. And you'll also start noticing how the seasons go. So I'm just going to share with you a couple of things that I've observed, and it's just a wonder, but even if I'm wrong, it's not going to hurt anything to plant early. And maybe these signs are wrong, but I don't think they're wrong. So let me show you what I'm talking about. So first of all, the fact that my peanuts wouldn't come up. It could have been a pest from underneath. I didn't see any signs of it. I did see a couple of the plants being attacked by ants. I don't know. Maybe it was just because it was so very hot, but peanuts can grow where it's hot. So I'm checking to see, well, why didn't they come up? And why do I have this space available to plant something else if I want? So that's the first observation, and that's really not logical, but I just go with what's available, y'all. That's in life as well as here in the garden. The main thing that's really alerted me are these volunteer mustard plants. Do you see how big this guy is already? Now, it's not the most healthy plant. He's not luscious green like they usually are later on in the fall, but they've sprouted and they're growing. I haven't planted mustard in probably a couple of decades. What I do is I let some of the plants mature, bolt, which means they're going to grow these long stalks, beautiful branches full of flowers, which then have seeds in them, and they just disperse themselves. And then they show back up sometime in September. It's really amazing. But it's the middle of August, and they sprouted a couple of weeks ago. So that's kind of odd to me. And that's actually the biggest indicator to me. This year is going to be different. I might be proven wrong. I keep saying that. I could be proven wrong, and I've been wrong before, but I think this is a big indication to me. Another weird thing, my Suriname cherry trees. These guys right here have never ever produced cherries in August. And this is the last bit of it, but I got another round of cherries. Now, these bushes are about 30 years old. As you can see, they're pretty much trees. That's weird. So anyway, just another sign that I want to plant my garden a bit earlier. I like it. They have a seed in them. A lot of people don't like them, but I grew up in Florida eating these things, so that's why I like them. Easy to grow. And finally, here is an indication to me that things are going along earlier than normal. And I didn't plant these sweet potatoes early, so it's not because they're a certain age. But look here, blooming already. That's the first bloom. That, oh, and there's a little, some kind of worm down in there. Anyway, that is an indication that things are moving quicker. They usually don't start blooming until mid-September. That's been my experience in my garden. So you see, you have to know your garden. And please take note and start rereading your notes from year to year so you can keep track of what's working, what varieties to grow, what varieties didn't grow well for you, and just observe and keep track. At first glance, it looks like my garden's full, but there's plenty of room to plant the things that are normally spring crops, but here in Florida, you can grow them again in the fall. So those are the kind of seeds that I'm going to be planting today, things that you can grow successfully in the springtime. I've already transplanted my young tomato plants, and if you haven't seen that video, it's up and running, and you can see exactly what's going on here with all the netting and all my little baby tomato plants. I've taken the time to chart everything out. I already have my summer crop here on this paper, and then I had to figure out where am I going to plant my fall/spring crop. So right here is where I'm going to plant the carrots. I have peanuts, more peanuts with a random okra plant, and some more peanuts. Now you can see they came up sporadically. That is after 3 times of planting them. The first one planting didn't come up at all. I found out that peanuts don't like to be frozen, and I had kept last year's seeds in the freezer. And then everywhere where you see the little white markers, that is the second planting. And you see there's not very many. So I planted a third time, and again, not very many. And they were fresh seeds, so I don't know what's going on with the peanuts. Same thing over here. It's a different variety of peanuts. I've got 3 beds. So according to my chart, I'm going to use the spaces in between where the plants came up for squash. And I'm just going to plant them randomly where there's space, both on this side of the garden as well as over on that side where the peanuts didn't do very well at all. So squash and cucumbers are going to go in those spaces that I can plant something else. The spring vegetables that I like to grow in the fall are tomatoes, squash, cucumbers, green beans, and dry beans, and that's my Cherokee Trail of Tears and cranberry beans. So the squash, as I said, are going to go randomly throughout the peanuts as well as cucumbers. I don't need a lot of it, so I think it'll be fine to use up the empty spaces. This whole row here will be completely cleared out of the marigolds and the clover that's growing, and this will be green beans. The space here where there's no sweet potato vines yet, I'm going to save those and steer the sweet potato vines away from it, and I'm going to grow my cranberry beans there. So I have 2 different kinds of sweet potatoes. I really didn't mean to have this many, honest. There's going to be a year's supply of sweet potatoes there. At least that's been my experience. And this is a different variety. This is a red variety, and honestly, the first time I tried it, I didn't like it, but I could have baked it too long. So I decided to try it again. I saved one back from a gift that was given to me. It was a little red sweet potato, and I grew the slips, and here they all are spreading around. And if I don't like them, well, I can gift them back to the person that gave it to me. All right, back here, I have pumpkin vines that are still rambling around. They've died back quite a bit. And so what I'm going to do is encourage them to continue to go that way. And that will free up, it's hard to see, but right there is a bed. And I am going to save that for broccoli. So I'll have a free bed within 5 to 6 weeks because all that pumpkin will have died off. They trail and the old vines will die off. Here where you see the remnants of steak that I put out for butter beans, I'm going to put my Trail of Tears there. It's a little bit of a gamble because it will be kind of still shaded by all the pumpkin and now the sweet potatoes that are growing there. But I'm going to see if they'll come up. I have plenty of Trail of Tears to last me till next year, so if it's a fail, it's okay. Well, I've exposed a little bit of this crazy mind to you, and I hope it made some sense. But that's coming from about 30 years of having a garden, and about 25 years of that is organic gardening. So maybe what I've shared with you will help you think through things as your years go by as a gardener. And maybe I've inspired you to start a garden. I hope so. Please do give it a green thumbs up. It really does help. And why not subscribe? I have over 200 videos that'll help you be successful as a gardener. Thanks for watching.
Great is thy faithfulness, Lord, unto me.